Have you ever wondered if everything you've been told about aging is actually true? We hear it all the time. Age is just a number. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the choices you're making today, especially as you get older, are secretly working against you? Your health, your happiness, even your relationships, everything you care about, could be slowly deteriorating because of habits you don't even realize are harmful. Let's dive into something that many of us shy away from talking about. It may feel uncomfortable, but it affects all of us. If you've accepted the idea that slowing down is just part of getting older, I'm about to share some surprising truths that might completely change the way you think about aging. Here's the reality. As we grow older, society gives us a set of unspoken rules about how we should think, move, and even interact with others. But here's the shocking part. Following those very rules may actually be speeding up the aging process, taking away the vibrant, fulfilling life you've worked so hard to build. For instance, did you know that avoiding intimacy, neglecting physical activity, or failing to challenge your brain could have a more significant effect on your long-term health than your diet? And believe me, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real dangers lie in the everyday habits that seem harmless, those little things you don't even think twice about, yet they could be silently holding you back from living your best years. So, you might be wondering, what am I doing wrong? And how can I change before it's too late? Well, that's exactly what we're going to uncover today. By the end of this video, you'll learn the 7 things you need to stop doing right now, backed by science, and how changing them could be the key to not just living longer, but living a much better life. Because here's the truth. It's not about how old you are, it's about how you live. Are you ready to find out what's really going on? Let's dive in together. Aging isn't just about gray hair, wrinkles, or those little aches and pains that seem to come out of nowhere. It's about the small daily decisions we make, the choices that either protect our future or quietly work against us. Are you ready to explore which side of that coin you're on? Let's begin. As we mentioned earlier, the truth about aging may not be as we imagined. Many things we've been told are normal in later years are actually far from it. For example, most people assume that slowing down is inevitable and just a natural part of aging. But what if I told you it's not aging itself that causes this slowdown? What if instead it's a result of habits we've unknowingly formed over time? How we approach our health, relationships, and even our mindset can either keep us strong or speed up aging in ways we never expected. Let's think about this for a moment. Studies show that maintaining strong social connections can actually add years to your life. But as we grow older, it's easy to isolate ourselves, whether due to lack of energy, fear of judgment, or simply believing we're too old to keep up. The result, loneliness and social withdrawal, can increase the risk of depression and even heart disease. And take physical activity, for example. You might think I've earned the right to rest. But here's the problem. The more you avoid movement, the more your muscles weaken, your balance deteriorates, and your independence slips away. It's a vicious cycle. And it all starts with habits we assume are harmless. And then there's a topic no one talks about: intimacy. Did you know that staying sexually active in later years is linked to better mental health, reduced stress, and even improved heart health? Yet so many people avoid it, thinking it's unnecessary or inappropriate as they get older. But by ignoring it, they may be missing out on benefits far beyond the bedroom. And that's not all. The way you eat, how you spend your time, and even your thoughts about aging itself all create a ripple effect on your well-being. For example, holding negative beliefs about aging doesn't just affect your mindset. It can impact your body on a cellular level, accelerating decline and making you more vulnerable to illness. But here's the good news. You have the power to change this. The choices you make today, no matter your age, can have a profound effect on your future. But before you can make those changes, you need to understand what's holding you back. In this video, we'll shine a light on 7 common habits that seem harmless but could be preventing you from living your best life. Whether it's how you move, how you connect, or how you think these habits are worth examining, once you recognize them, you'll have the power to change and live a better life. As we've already seen, the choices we make today can shape our future in ways we never imagined. It's not too late to make a change, whether it's your health, your happiness, or even your longevity. So, are you ready to uncover the truth about what's really holding you back from thriving in your golden years? Let's dive right in. Habit number 1, believing you're too old to change. This is one of the biggest mistakes we make as we get older. How many times have you caught yourself thinking, I've been this way my whole life, why bother now? Or perhaps you've thought, at my age, what's the point? But here's the truth. The human brain and body are remarkably adaptable, and science has proven that even in our later years, we can still grow, learn, and strengthen ourselves in ways we never thought possible. There's this common myth that once you hit a certain age, learning and growth come to a halt. But that's just not the case. People in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s have learned new languages, mastered musical instruments, started businesses, and gained physical strength through exercise. In fact, research shows that stepping out of your comfort zone to embrace new challenges can actually slow cognitive decline and improve mental health. The older you get, the more you can still grow. So, why do so many people believe that change is impossible after a certain age? A lot of it comes down to fear. Fear of failure, fear of looking foolish, or even the fear of stepping outside the comfort zone of our familiar routines. But let me ask you, what's more frightening? Trying something new and struggling at first, or spending the rest of your life stuck in the belief that things can't improve? If you've ever thought, I'm too old to change, you're putting unnecessary limits on yourself. But the truth is, it's never too late. You don't need to become an expert overnight. If you've always wanted to write, start by journaling for just 5 minutes a day. If playing the piano has been a dream, why not take an online lesson? If you wish to be more physically active, start with short daily walks, and then gradually build from there. The key is consistency. Little efforts, repeated over time, create big results. The best part? The more you challenge yourself, the more capable and confident you'll feel. Improving your health, mindset, and quality of life is always within reach, but it all begins with one thing: believing that change is possible. And trust me, it absolutely is. Now, let's move on to habit number 2. Neglecting strength and balance. Many people mistakenly believe that fragile bones, weak muscles, and poor balance are just inevitable parts of aging. As we just discussed, the idea that weakness is a natural part of aging is a misconception. The truth is, it's not age that causes muscle weakness, it's inactivity. The less you use your muscles, the faster they begin to deteriorate. And when your strength fades, your balance suffers. This can significantly increase the risk of falls, which, as we get older, become one of the biggest threats to our independence. Falls aren't just minor accidents. They can lead to serious injuries, long recovery times, and a loss of confidence that makes us even less likely to stay active, creating a dangerous cycle of decline. It's frightening to think that studies show 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 experiences a fall each year, with many of these falls resulting in broken bones, hospitalizations, or even permanent loss of mobility. But here's the good news. This doesn't have to be your reality. The key to maintaining strength and balance isn't about avoiding movement, it's about embracing it. Strength training, even with light weights, resistance bands, or body weight exercises, can dramatically improve muscle tone and stability, no matter your age. Research has shown that older adults who regularly engage in strength training can rebuild lost muscle, reduce the risk of falls, and even increase bone density, helping to prevent fractures before they happen. If you've never tried strength training before, don't worry, there's no need to lift heavy weights or spend hours in the gym. Simple exercises like chair squats, leg lifts, or even standing on one foot while brushing your teeth can help improve balance and coordination. Tai Chi and yoga are also excellent options for enhancing stability and flexibility. The most important thing is consistency. Even small amounts of movement each day can lead to significant improvements over time. It's never too late to start. Every step you take today is an investment in your future independence and well-being. So, ask yourself, are you moving enough to protect your strength and balance? If not, now is the perfect time to start. Now let's talk about habit number 3, letting your social circle shrink. As we get older, maintaining friendships can sometimes feel like more effort than it used to. Life changes, people move away, become busier, or face their own challenges. Before we know it, our once thriving social circles start to shrink. Initially, this might seem like a natural part of aging, but here's the issue. Social isolation isn't just lonely, it's a serious health risk. As we've just explored, social isolation can be incredibly harmful, but the good news is that it's never too late to reconnect. Now, let's talk about the next important habit that can affect your well-being: the power of mindset. Research shows that chronic loneliness can be just as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Isolation doesn't just make you feel lonely, it has a profound impact on your body. It can lead to increased stress, higher blood pressure, a weakened immune system, and even a shorter lifespan. The danger of social withdrawal is that it doesn't happen overnight. It often starts gradually. Maybe you begin declining invitations because you're feeling tired or because you think you're too old to make new friends. But each time you choose isolation over connection, the habit becomes harder to break. Eventually, socializing feels awkward, even overwhelming, making it more tempting to retreat even further. But here's the silver lining. You can rebuild and strengthen your social life at any stage. The key is to be intentional about staying connected. It doesn't have to mean overloading yourself with a busy social calendar. It simply means making a consistent effort. Start small. Reconnect with an old friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Send a thinking of you message to reignite a meaningful friendship. Join a club, class, or group. Whether it's a book club, gardening group, fitness class, or volunteer organization, shared activities naturally create opportunities for connection. Be open to new friendships. It's never too late to meet new people. Strike up a conversation at your local coffee shop, talk to a neighbor, or attend a local event. Use technology to your advantage if in-person meetups aren't always possible. Stay connected through phone calls, video chats, or even social media. Most importantly, remember this: staying socially active isn't just about having fun, it's about survival. Your relationships don't just enrich your life, they can actually extend it. So, make an effort to nurture the relationships you already have and create new ones whenever possible. Your heart, mind, and overall well-being will thank you for it. Now let's dive into habit number 4, ignoring the power of mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you believe that aging is nothing more than a slow decline, that's exactly what you'll experience. But if you see it as a new chapter, filled with growth, wisdom, and opportunity, your body and mind will respond in kind. Studies have found that people who hold positive beliefs about aging tend to live an average of 7.5 years longer than those with negative attitudes. That's because your mindset directly impacts your stress levels, immune system, and even your ability to recover from illness. As we've seen, your mindset is incredibly powerful. It shapes your reality and can have a direct impact on your health, happiness, and longevity. Now, let's dive into another important factor: how you approach challenges and growth as you age. When you constantly think, "I'm too old for that," or "it's all downhill from here," your body responds accordingly, producing stress hormones that weaken your health over time. But here's the exciting part: you can rewire your brain at any age. Start by challenging those negative thoughts. Instead of saying, "I'm too old to start exercising," try saying, "My body will thank me for moving." Rather than thinking, "There's no point in learning something new," remind yourself that lifelong learning keeps your brain sharp. See aging for what it truly is: a privilege. Every year you live is a chance to grow, experience, and enjoy life. Your mindset is the most powerful tool you have, so use it wisely. The way you think about aging can change everything. Now, let's talk about habit number 5, avoiding new challenges. Routine can be comforting, but too much of it can be dangerous. When you stop challenging yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, your brain begins to slow down. The result? Cognitive decline, memory loss, and a life that feels stagnant. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens. When you stop learning, stop problem solving, and stop stepping outside your comfort zone, your neural connections begin to fade. But here's the good news: you can rebuild them. Want to keep your mind sharp? Keep learning. Read books that challenge you. Try a new hobby, whether it's painting, playing an instrument, or learning a new language. Solve puzzles, play strategy games, or engage in deep conversations that make you think. The more you challenge your brain, the stronger it stays. And don't be afraid to fail. Growth comes from pushing through discomfort. If something feels difficult at first, that's a sign that your brain is building new pathways. Keep going. The more you embrace challenges, the sharper and more engaged you'll remain. Now, let's move on to habit number 6, dismissing the importance of physical touch. Many people assume that physical touch, whether from a hug, a handshake, or simply sitting close to someone, becomes less important as we age. But in reality, human touch is a fundamental need at every stage of life. Touch releases oxytocin, the feel-good hormone, which reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and promotes emotional well-being. It can even ease physical pain. Research has shown that something as simple as holding hands can lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone that contributes to heart disease and anxiety. But here's the problem. As people get older, physical touch tends to decrease, which can have a negative impact on both mental and physical health. Let's explore how you can combat this in the next section. As we've just discussed, the impact of physical touch cannot be underestimated. It's something we often take for granted, but it plays a vital role in our overall well-being, especially as we age. Now, let's dive into another critical habit: how we approach our nutrition. As people get older, they often experience less physical touch. They may live alone, lose loved ones, or simply interact less socially. This lack of touch can contribute to feelings of isolation and even depression. That's why it's so important to make physical connection a priority. Hug your friends and family more often. Hold hands with a loved one, or if you don't have close relationships nearby, even spending time with a pet can provide similar benefits. A warm embrace or even a friendly pat on the back can make a world of difference in how you feel. Now, let's talk about habit number 7, ignoring nutrition because it's too late. Many people believe that their eating habits no longer matter as they age. They think, "I've eaten this way my whole life. Why change now?" But here's the truth. Your body is constantly renewing itself. The food you eat today directly impacts how you feel tomorrow. Poor nutrition can contribute to inflammation, heart disease, brain fog, and even joint pain. Processed foods, excess sugar, and unhealthy fats can make you feel sluggish and drained of energy, while whole, nutrient-dense foods can provide the fuel your body needs. Fresh vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains can make a dramatic difference in how you feel, boosting your energy, improving digestion, and even clearing up mental fog. It's never too late to make small changes to your diet. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start with simple shifts. Drink more water, because hydration is key to maintaining energy and clear thinking. Focus on eating more whole foods, fresh veggies, fruits, lean proteins, and whole grains. Cut back on sugar and processed foods, which cause inflammation and drain your energy. Prioritize protein and healthy fats. They support muscle strength, brain health, and overall longevity. Every meal is an opportunity to fuel your body with what it needs to thrive. Don't fall into the trap of thinking it's too late, because the truth is, it never is. Aging isn't about simply getting older, it's about how you choose to live. The habits we've discussed today aren't just suggestions, they are powerful tools that can transform the years ahead. You don't have to accept decline as inevitable. You don't have to settle for a life of limitations. You have the power to change, to grow, and to thrive, starting right now. So, ask yourself, which habit will you stop today? What small change will you make to ensure your future is as strong, fulfilling, and vibrant as possible?